Welcome to A Slice with Dice, a place for honest conversations about the realities of education. I'm Corey Alderdice, Executive Director of the Arkansas School for Mathematics, Sciences, and the Arts. I've spent nearly 2 decades navigating the joys, challenges, and unexpected moments that come with leading schools. Each week, I'll share what works, what doesn't, and everything in between when it comes to igniting the full potential of our communities. I'm excited to share this journey with you, so let's get started. I want to start with a question I stumbled upon in, of all places, a meme. It asks, what if someone does it better? We've all thought it, haven't we? Whether it's tackling a big school project, putting yourself out there creatively, or sometimes even just raising your hand in class or a meeting, that little voice can creep in, whispering doubts, making us hesitate. But here's the thing that stopped me in my tracks. The meme went on to say, well, technically the Wright Brothers built the worst airplanes in the world. And I laughed at that at first because, you know what, it's true. The Wright Brothers, pioneers of human flight, built airplanes that by at least today's standards were objectively awful. But guess what? They were also the first. They didn't have anyone else to compare themselves to, no one else doing it better. And because they took that leap, imperfect as it was, they changed history forever. Now, in our most recent episode, we discussed the 5 faces of perfectionism, but I want to tackle this topic from a slightly different angle today. Many gifted kids, and maybe you can relate, struggle intensely with perfectionism. I've seen it firsthand. Smart, capable students literally frozen by the idea that their first attempt won't be perfect. They're afraid their initial effort might not measure up to the standards they imagine in their heads. But think about the Wright brothers again. Their airplane wasn't perfect, it barely flew, but their courage wasn't in crafting perfection. Their courage was in simply daring to go first. By doing something no one else has tried, their effort, however imperfect, became historic. So now let's translate that into your classroom or even your own life. Often gifted students see good enough as something less than acceptable. They worry about comparison, about standing out for the wrong reasons, but what if you could flip that narrative? What if the first draft, the initial try, wasn't about being perfect or even being good? What if it was just about existing, about getting something down on paper or out into the world? First drafts, after all, are meant to be built upon. They're starting points. They're not final destinations. When you put down that initial idea, that rough sketch, that first imperfect essay or science project, you create something tangible, something real. You give yourself a place to start improving, iterating, and eventually innovating. And here's the best part. By being first, by daring to produce even the worst version of something, you've already surpassed everyone who hesitated, everyone who let perfectionism keep them from starting at all. And there's immense power in taking that initial leap. It turns fear into action, anxiety into creativity, and self-doubt into forward motion. So as we wrap these quick thoughts today, remember this. The Wright brothers didn't just build the worst airplane, they built the first airplane. And you know what? History thanks them for it. Your first draft may not fly perfectly either, but it can still be groundbreaking. Or at least, it can still be progress. Trust yourself enough to make something imperfect, because that's how greatness always begins. A Slice with Dice is a production of the Arkansas School for Mathematics, Sciences, and the Arts. I hope today's reflection sparked some thoughts for your own journey. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, share, and leave a review. Let's keep learning and leading together. Until next time, keep striving for growth and excellence. Thanks for tuning in.